Alrighty then. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Oh my god, wait, hold on. My lights are not bright enough. There we go. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, everyone. My name's Michael. I'm the Dead as a Gamer, and welcome to Pathfinder 2nd Edition Curse of the Crimson Throne, our 1st edition adventure, which we converted for the purposes of 2nd edition Pathfinder for these wonderful and amazing people who are my Patreons, who help support the channel, allow me to do all these cool, wonderful, and amazing things. Guys, say hello to the folks at home.
Hello,
Hello,
folks
folks
at
at home.
home.
Hello.
Yay! And welcome back to our dear and wonderful friend Malakisa. It is so good to see you, my friend.
I miss you guys so much.
Yay! It's so good to see you. Unfortunately, we do not have a Rycon and a cast today, so we don't have our full contingent of players. But nonetheless, we wish them well, and we cannot wait to see them very, very soon. Before we begin today, we have a few things to get through, and we are a little bit late, so I'm going to speed run our intro. So just grab your snacks, get some drinks, do the whole thing, because we're just going on this big ride to get to the start of the game. So, this, by the way, is awful. It is lightly sparkling water that smells like watermelon, but tastes like they've added in like a scented oil to the water, which is just... I thought I'd try it. I regret my decision. Anyway. First of all, we have some sponsors. We have Hero Forge for the wonderful artwork you can see on screen. All the tokens and all the characters that are made using an amazing 3D bespoke made software that allows you to 3D print models, boom, and have them shipped to you anywhere at home. In addition, they have a Kickstarter currently going on where you can potentially print your own Hero Forge pieces, models, and portraits inside dice that you can then have made. Go check out the Kickstarter over on the Hero Forge launching page. It is on the bottom right-hand side where you'll be able to find it under the big Kickstarter K. We then have Sirenscape, which is amazing for the soundscaping that we use for today's session. All of the amazing sound effects, musics, and the like are made using Sirenscape, which is one of the most robust soundboards you can find out there in the world at the moment. And lastly, we have Fantasy Grounds, our VTT of choice that allows me to connect to all my wonderful players over the internet and focus on the things that are really important, such as storytelling, role play and all of that stuff, and leave all the heavy lifting of the role-playing game system to my lovely RPG tabletop, virtual tabletop. So there you go. Then, of course, we have our incredible players and the characters that they are going to embark on today's session with, because, as you know, the narrative tells the story only so far, but who really matters on this journey are our lovely group of players. So, we have, of course, Malakisa playing the role of Holly, the cleric of Asmodeus Fairy, who was once part of the Fairy Kingdoms, abandoned her post as potential heir to the throne in order to try and pursue a life of heroism. Learning that heroism is a lot more than she had originally anticipated for, she left her original calling and took on the mantle of Asmodeus's cleric. And after some spiritual enlightenment, she began to embrace her role as the cleric of Asmodeus, seeing the good that she could potentially do with the powers of evil at her beck and call. But unfortunately, her past came back to find her in the form of Puck, her former fiance, who had apparently wiped out the royal family and was now looking to wipe out the last remnants of her people and her control. So there's now a brewing conflict that happens there. But that is, of course, Holly. We then have Unok, who is a dragon-slaying orc from a very unique dragon-slaying orc tribe, who encountered the group of individuals whilst they were trying to raid Scarwall, a sort of abandoned fortress in the middle of the lands of Belkzen, where their group was in search of the sacred sword Caesuriel. And Unok managed to find them and assist them. Now, traveling with them in hopes of accompanying their quest to slay the dragon Kazavron, Unok seeks even greater heights of glory that lie await for them. And this incredible character is played by our dear friend Marcus the Storyteller. Then, of course, we have Agnes, our psychic matron of the group, who has spent a great deal of time wondering why the fuck she ended up throwing in her lot with these people. But even though she does joke about it from time to time, she does know that what the group is doing is inevitably going to lead to the freedom and the safety of of the town that she has called home for many years, and that is, of course, Corvosa, where her daughter is currently has been raised and is trying to start a new life, but also Agnes's crush, her little like cute meet that she seems to be having with the local fisherman known as Fisherman Dan. He also lives there and works there, so in the bid to try and keep the city and the town safe, she is working tirelessly with this group in order to try and bring an end to the rule of Queen Iliosa once and for all and break the curse of Kazavron and its grip over the city. Dante, who is not here, is and Agnes is played by Laura Bones, who we love. Yay! Hi, Laura. We then have Dante. Dante is played by Raikon. Dante is a kitsune. He's trying to stop the drug trade. We have Ray, who is a new character, a Tanuki warrior, who is part of the rebellion as a servant to the goddess Milani, working together with the remnants of the rebellion that resides in Corvosa, awaiting the hero's arrival with the sacred sword. Ray was tasked with going and gathering the group and returning them forthwith, joining their ranks as a member and obviously support person who has been trying very, very hard to blend in with this lovely group. And lastly, we have Alizaro. Alizaro is an awakened... and that is, of course, Cookiemon Steve. Look at him. Isn't he cute? Yay. We love Cookiemon. Then we have Alizaro, who is played by our dear friend Cass, who is also not here, unfortunately. An awakened secretary bird who took on the lifestyle of a delivery person who unfortunately had their horse stolen from them by former members of the group who have for various reasons, had to step down from the table as well. But yeah, hopefully we'll get horse back and we'll be able to continue doing delivery stuff at some point. So yeah. And that is our group. Now, we do have, of course, some donations to cover. So for those of you who want to support the channel and do cool stuff, we have, first of all, channel point rewards, which you guys can reclaim at any point in time. Channel points are earned throughout the game just by watching the show and doing all the cool stuff. They are insight bonuses, inspiration, wandering monsters, wandering bosses, divine intervention, and much, much more. All of it is covered there, and subscribers, you earn channel points twice as quickly. For those of you who have some disposable income and want to help Dag with his survival check, as you can see down below, we have our survival check at 50%, which is amazing. Thank you to everyone who has already contributed to this. These just go to covering expenses, bills, making sure that I can eat food, and all that other jazz. So the Dag survival check it goes a long way. So first of all, for $5, you can donate to give one of these little red marks to a player of your choice. These are hero points that can be used to stave off death, petition the DM for nonsense that isn't the rules, and roll with advantage. Alternatively, you can use $5 to purchase a Jinx point for a Dag, which is a way to counteract hero points, make bad guys roll with advantage, or complicate things ever so slightly. For $10, I will draw from one of two decks of cards I have in front of me. The first deck is a deck of heroic actions, where a heroic action, a free power, is provided to a player of your choosing, or it can be used as a hero point as well. Alternatively, I will draw from the deck of plot twists, as just donated by our dear friend Schooling Eye, who has asked for the second plot twist. I will then draw whichever plot twist you ask for, and reading it out, we have an unwelcomed arrival. An unwelcomed arrival. As I then use that as a story prompt for the game in order to try and, sort of keep on my toes as a writer and a creator. I need to add that plot twist to the game while we are there. So there we go. Then we have our $20 donation, which is the coveted Golden Natural 20, which serves as a critical success to whatever my players seem to be doing at the time. We have a $50 donation, which is either a magic item to a player of your choosing or a major complication or major increase to the battle our group is currently facing. And then, of course, we have our $100 secret menu item, which for today is just going to be nice and simple. And that is going to be the $100 secret menu item. Our group is going to gain the allegiance, the assistance of the Missing Arms Tavern and the monsters within for the final conflict with the rebellion. So that is to say, there will be a negotiation scene with the bartender and owner of the tavern. They will have to interact with several members of the clientele that happen to be working here. And if they can marry all this stuff together, the $100 secret menu item will allow them to basically rain monsters down onto the final battle. So there you go. That'll be that's the $100 secret menu item. Cool. Now we have somehow sped through all the intro stuff, so let's get started in today's game, starting with some cool music. Okay. Hopefully that will work. Perfect. All right. When last we left our heroes, they were on their way back from the lands of Belkzen, heading back with haste to try and return to Korvosa with blade in hand. It was their hope to be able to finally put an end to the reign of Queen Iliosa once and for all. But after being routed by a giant animated moving castle, the group was separated temporarily. Unok, having to travel underground, eventually found himself at a dark lake, guided across, and eventually brought to the entrance of the Missing Arms, a tavern for monsters that dimension hopped from place to place to avoid detection and the persecution by adventurers. Meanwhile, the rest of the team, Holly, Agnes, Dante, Alizara, and Ray, had utilized Ray's scroll of teleportation to evade the giant castle, but wound up in the swamps surrounding the Varisian countryside. After dealing battle with a steel python, our group found a mysterious door opened by a mysterious wizard. As the door opened, it led none other than to the Missing Arms, where our heroes started asking about if people saw Unok for some reason, which I still have yet to figure out why you just randomly, went from a jungle to an open door to then just looking at whichever random people were around and describing the most generic orc in the world. You're like, yes, we're looking for an orc. He has a spear. He's grouchy, he's angry, he's violent. Oh, really? No way. In this search, however, they came upon what looks to be a large, burly orcish man who seemed to have known what seemed to have happened to Unok, but refused to help our group, being a bit of a knob. So our group challenged him. He got angry and cross, and tensions now bubble and boil, threatening to boil over. I can't remember what the cliffhanger was for this, but there was one. I'm sure it was a good one.
It was he demanded at the bartender to have Unok be brought down because of Ray's taunting.
Yes, I think Ray said something like Unok could beat you up or something like that.
He said that that the orc wasn't even worthy of polishing Unok's weapon.
That's right. So yes, he has called Unok down, and sure enough, Unok has come down at the request of the bartender. And it is here our adventure continues. Unok, as you come down, you see an odd sight. That sight being, of course, your friends.
Oh, you guys are alive.
Unok is accompanied by what looks to be a giant spider with a horribly disfigured upper body like an elf. Kind of like a spider tar.
What kind of shape is Unok in? Does he look okay?
It looks fine.
Does he look injured?
Not in, yes, but he looks treated, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Oh, Unok, we're so glad to find you. Are you okay? And who's your friend?
I gonna lie, I've been better. I also wouldn't say he's a friend, but he's not an enemy. He's the one that patched me up.
Do we like the spider, elfie friend?
Hasn't been aggressive towards me other than stabbing me, but
So he stabbed you, but he made you better?
yeah, with those medicine tool things.
Okay. If you say he's your friend-ish thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna get back to work. The Drider continues to go back to their business. The orc, however, does not seem too pleased, as he says, "Unok of the Dragon Hunter clan."
He kind of like looks to see who's calling.
Did I give him a name last week? No.
No.
Not that I recall.
I am Larock, leader of the Death Speakers. Your compatriots claim that you are a powerful and worthy adversary, that I would be unable and unfit to even polish your weapon.
May I request orc lore?
Sure. Please make an orc lore check.
While he's doing that,
Natural 20. Woo!
Nice.
Of course, it gets wasted on a knowledge check.
Well, you consider that a waste.
Well, not really. Okay, not wasted, but I'm not gonna roll good the rest of the game.
Holly?
is the orc, the bad orc, is he clean or does he smell bad?
He doesn't smell great. He's not like, what do you call it? He's not like vulgar or vile, you know what I mean? Like, he's an adventurer.
Would Prestidigitation be considered an offensive spell, or is that just a regular neutral?
I wouldn't consider it an offensive spell.
You might take it as an offense.
You might.
That's all I needed to know.
To be fair, he probably smells as bad as we do right now after tromping through a swamp and a castle and...
And a snake.
Yep, that's all I need to know.
Yeah, also true. All right. Troll law. What specifically are you looking for? Like, what is the orcish tradition, or?
If I recognize his name, or like what I can remember about his clan.
All right. So the Death Speakers are a reasonably small but famous clan. The Death Speakers are... They used to work under a necromancer who was long ago killed by a group of adventurers. The remnants are supposedly those orcs who were resurrected and believe themselves to be immune to the concept of death. They take on very suicidal missions. They take on, like, things that, you know, they basically believe that if they came back once, they can come back again.
Unok will look to his friends and look back at Larock and kind of crosses his arms. Well, I don't know why they would say something like that, but
But they're right, you aren't fit to polish my spear, you giant, colossal, wibbly-wobbly wanker.
No. but I have heard of you. I've had and your clan, and I gotta say I'm honored to meet such famous individuals such as yourself.
Make a diplomacy check with a -2 penalty.
But I'm being serious.
You are. You're being very polite and very nice and very hospitable.
There's the -1.
It's gonna make it a -1 because my diplomacy is only +1.
Okay. I'm going to say with your orc law, I'm going to give you a reroll on this and let you potentially change your tact. Orcish tribes generally don't negotiate in terms of like positive speech. They are about shows of strength and power, and any sign of weakness is seen as something to be destroyed, not necessarily something to be kind of like...
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's like be like proud, but not also.
No, you can be an ass.
Right.
You can be a complete and utter, like a complete and utter ass. Like that is their culture.
This is the way. Got it.
Yeah, yeah, baby, yeah.
So
like, if you wanted
alright.
to compliment him, right? I guess, right? You would probably do something along the lines of like, I saw you take down, Bolak the Brave. I guess Bolak should have been known as Bolak, the guys whose bones, are made of fucking biscuits. Like insulting and throwing things out there, being aggressive. That would be that would be kind of like a compliment. It's not so much how good or how powerful you are, it's about how shit someone else is. Does that make sense?
Right. Okay. Well. Oh god, I can't. Because like all my brain is telling me to do is just insult himself.
Do it. You can do that as well. Like if you want to take a higher standing to him, you can do that as well. You are beneath me. That is perfectly fine too.
Oh yeah. Unak will grunt and trying to think of the word. Okay. Well, I know who you are, and let's just say I would love to be the one that puts you in a permanent dirt nap.
Oh yeah. He'll step forward at this point. Unak, do you step forward as well?
Oh, absolutely.
What does the group do as these two orcs are coming towards each other?
Oh,
Holly's
you're
gonna
approaching me.
Holly's gonna take one look at him and say, honestly, when it comes down to it, you smell terrible, and I think I want to fix that. So Holly's gonna cast Prestidigitation on the orc, and then on the rest of us.
Sure.
It's a cantrip.
Yep. No, I'm just seeing what
She's just gonna make it clean and smell good.
He is taken back and seems insulted by the notion of... Are you guys going to get out of the way, by the way, in terms of them coming towards each other?
Oh yes, Agnes is going to sigh, roll her eyes, walk over to the bartender if he's still there, sit down on a bar stool, and she's just going to say, "Right, whilst those two are having their pissing contest, I'd have a pint of your finest ale, please."
Indeed, he pours out a piece of an ale. I'd probably go around that side because they are heading towards each other.
Whichever away from them, yeah.
Yep. And Ray, what about you?
And I'm going to remind Unak that don't fight in here. And then I'm gonna go and join Agnes for the beer.
Okay. You go and join Agnes for the beer as these two walk up to one another.
This would also be the perfect time to note Unak, despite being full orc, is several inches smaller than most other orcs. And that's why he became a dragon slayer, is just to.
Okay. Make an intimidation check.
Oh boy.
All right, let's see how this guy does. All right, you critically fail your intimidation check.
Can I change and use my nat 20?
Sure, you may use your nat 20. Are you sure you want to use your nat 20?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Burning up the nat 20, which brings you to, what's your total? 35?
Yes.
Which makes yours a critical success. He looks at you, and for some reason in his mind, he can sort of like visually see you as like a lot taller than you are. He sits down at the bar and orders a drink. Basically a tankard is poured for both you and for him. It is a spicy smelling bright red liquid. And he says, "Why don't you put your money where your tusks are? Loser pays the tab for the winner."
Unok's gonna look at the drink and then look back at him. Was that supposed to be a challenge?
A challenge would imply that there was some sort of contest. No. This is a slaughter. He takes a drink and then flips it upside down and then slams it on the table, waiting for your response.
Unok shrugs. Well, I hope you have deep pockets, and we'll down it.
Okay. For the sake of a drinking contest, I kind of use the old Pathfinder 1st Edition rules for a drinking contest. First of all, what is your Constitution score?
+3.
+3. Okay. Which means you get through 3 strong drinks, without needing to make any checks. He, however, will go through 4 strong drinks without making a check. And let's do this as a tally, because I like tallies. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, now for your 4th drink to be successful, I need you to make me a fortitude save. You guys are level 12. And the difficulty is very easy for the time being. Okay, so you critically succeed. You are unaffected by the alcohol. He gets that 4th one in for free. Now a 5th. All right, roll another fort save. Okay, you succeed. That is your 5th drink. And now he needs to make his fortitude save. All right, he does not make it. He starts to feel groggy as he downs this particular drink. All right. Your 6th drink as you throw it back. Another fortitude save.
I'm getting a hero point.
Oh, and I don't have any jinx points. Boo. All right, go for the reroll as you reroll that nat 1. All right. This one's a little tougher. You almost fail that one.
Ooh.
As he drinks another, he gets exactly what he needs to.
Oh, this is close.
All right. At this point in time, things are now getting really difficult. The both of you, the room is spinning. However, you are still ahead, Unok, as I'm going to get you to make another fortitude save. He is fine. Unok, you are also fine. Alright, another fort save. Oh, and this time he will fail. If you succeed here... Ooh, that is a failure. But that is okay, because you still have one more chance after that. Do you want to, do you not hero pointing it? You're just going to go for the next one?
You know, it's good. I'll hero point it. Why not?
Oh, we got a divine intervention from Malakisa.
Oh, Mally, I love you. You're awesome.
I know.
A 29 is not quite there.
I'll hero point then.
All right, let's hero point it.
Come
I tried.
on.
That is a
34.
success. And with that falling backwards off his chair, you watch as Lorak crashes onto the ground. His men go over and drag him and place a big bag of gold onto the counter. It is swept up as your bill has been paid, not only for the drinks that you have enjoyed, but also for a rest in the inn for the night, as well as any other meals that you wish to have or any other drinks that you wish to have for the evening has also been covered.
I like to imagine that when it happens, Udak pounds the last one, slams it down. Yeah!
The tavern roars as you do so, except for a group of dark elves who just like, ugh. You know, but the rest of them definitely cheer.
They're just like fucking orcs. Just shut up.
Basically, yeah. But you can see that there are some Duragar and some Sverfneblin and some Darrow and a few like monster trolls and things like that, and they're just really excited, super hero like cheering and yeah, very very happy. Also, thank you to Cookie Steve for topping up our heroes with hero points.
Woo.
All right. Cool. You have successfully managed to subdue the orcs. Now, with a moment of peace to yourselves and reunited with Unok, you catch each other up on what had transpired.
Udak's slurring his words horribly the entire time.
Oh yeah, you are drunk as hell.
Also does not neglect to mention the fact that he, like, in this drunken stupor, he'll mention literally everything. The pipe, the little voice inside his head, the fact that he's a god, and the threatening of the bleaching gnome.
All right.
Is this the drunk part or is this real?
Well, the
It's
pipe
all
that he
real.
shows you doesn't seem to be special at all.
It's my holy item now.
This could be drunk. This sounds drunk.
I'm the god of smoke now.
Okay.
He's definitely drunk.
I think you should probably go to bed, Unok. And then Holly's gonna look.
No. As the snake man, as the snake man, he'll even tell you the pipe is real. It's got power.
It definitely has power, Unok. I believe you. Bartender, do you have any desserts?
I have a good tiramisu.
Ooh, could I please have 3 of those?
Certainly.
Thank you. Okay, Unok, I believe you, and I think it's absolutely real, and you should hang on to that. But I think maybe you should go to bed now.
Okay.
And you fully rested tomorrow.
Just immediately falls asleep.
Oh God.
You hear the metal clang on the bar wood.
Just thunk.
Can we?
And he is snoring heavily.
Oh God.
3 plates of tiramisu are brought before you. They're also blowtorched over the top with a little bit of caramelized. It's basically it's the same thing that they would do with wood smoke and sugar. However, what they do is they use roasted coffee beans to smoke the sugar, then sprinkle it over the top of the tiramisu, then torch it like a creme brulee.
Holly immediately ignores everything about Unok snoring right next to her and is just fixated on the dessert and just eats dessert.
You were given a very long spoon. It is delicious.
So Agnes, what are we going to do while she's eating her dessert?
There are 3 desserts
another
that
beer?
have now been put in front of Holly.
I assumed that they were all for her.
Well, they may not have originally been, but they are now.
Yeah. So I order another beer.
All right, you are brought a beer by this large serpentine snake person.
That's a very nice place you've got here, man.
Thank you. It was my dream for some time to open up a place where all weary souls may find solace. There are still those who would impede on the rights of those they deem less than civil. But Nailon and I have known each other for a long time, and we make certain that any who pass through our doors are treated with the respect they are owed, whether they come from the surface or not.
Yeah, we very much appreciate your hospitality. It's been impeccable and lovely. Even though we're from the surface, I very much appreciate that.
Well, thus far you have not yet done anything to warrant any behavioral adjustments, but rest assured, should you decide to change your hospitable nature, you will see precisely why this tavern has its name.
Oh my god, this is so good. Oh.
For some reason, the 3 tiramisus are just gone, and there's just this fairy lying on the bench with like this distended belly.
Holly is so happy right now.
So, we technically just walked through a door in a swamp and then confronted an orc. Is that correct? Because I wasn't here last session.
Yes,
Right.
correct.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, there's also
So
a
I
wizard
guess
here with you guys,
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
who is cowering somewhere in the corner. He's basically a wizard of doors. He was eaten by the snake that you guys had fought, and once you beat the snake, it regurgitated him up. He then was explaining what he was doing in the wilderness, because he teleported himself there by accident, and in turn created another portal, which accidentally led to this place. However, the important bit, which Asai will tell you, is not the wizard in question, but the chalk he used. Certain people who have been here enough or long enough have been given chalk to be able to draw the door to the missing arms from any location. Chances are your wizard friend simply came upon it, had no idea what it was for, and, well, yeah. But the enchantment is not from the wizard, it is not anything they've done.
And just where is here exactly?
That depends. Sometimes
Not as much.
it is in the Darklands, other times we are aboard a small raft. We shift locations from time to time. Helps with anonymity.
Agnes actually nods at that and yes, it does. My people also travel a lot. And say one is wanting to get to Corvosa from here, how would be the best way to do that?
Simply use the chalk that you used to come here. Write the name of the city that you wish to arrive in, and if you have a specific location within that city, write the address down. A door will appear in an appropriate location, so you may travel.
Oh, right. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
I have a question, friends. Would you be, once we have left, would you be amenable to us returning at some point for a future visit? This is a very lovely place.
Certainly. Use the chalk from the wizard. I know that that young one is not supposed to have that, and it would do me good to know that it is not in the hands of the inexperienced.
Holly has recovered from her sugar coma for a minute. Do you mind if I shapeshift real quickly to kind of get our orc friend upstairs? I need to be a little bit bigger to help.
Certainly, if you must.
Thank you. Holly's gonna cast double form and turn into a barbazoo. Barbazoo? Barbies? I don't know how to pronounce these.
Put the link in chat.
Okay. How do I put the link in chat?
Drag the little tiny dragon and then just drop it in the chat.
Okay. That did not work. It's
That thing?
dragging, but it's not.
Oh, yeah, it's not for some reason.
It's double form.
That one?
Yeah.
Alright, you transform into a bearded devil. Or, as it
Yes.
is known, Barbazoo.
Barbazoo, thank you.
Alright. As you do so, no one really bats an eyelid. Again, a devil being here is not out of the ordinary.
I was just being polite.
Mm-hmm. Alright, now what?
I'm gonna pick up Unok and drag him upstairs.
Okay, Unok is slung over the shoulder of this devil as you march yourself upstairs to the rooms that have been provided for you. If there's nothing further, the rest of your night...
Did you say the wizard was cowering in the corner?
He is. He's over
Alright.
by this corner here. Which ironically is also where you can see a number of, like, help wanted ads.
Agnes is going to wander over to the Weezard.
Alright,
She's
you
going
head
to say
over...
to Ray first, she's going, I'm going to go talk to our wizard friend over there. He looks a bit, well, terrified.
He absolutely looks terrified. As you walk over, he says, hi! Oh, so, how are you today?
Oh, to be honest, I've been a lot worse, as it happens, so today's not terrible.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear. I'm just about ready to go home and, you know, just wake up from whatever horrible nightmare this happens to be. I was
I
eaten
don't know,
by
I
a
think
snake.
it's a very nice... Oh, that was bad, yes, but I mean, this place seems nice.
It's filled with monsters. They're gonna eat me.
Agnes raises an eyebrow. Monsters, dearie, that's a matter of perspective.
Yeah, I
I have
perceive
met
these
some
monsters.
monsters that look just like you.
I mean, I mean, I guess, but I mean that table over there. They look like they're drinking blood. You look over and you can see several vampires who are absolutely drinking blood.
Okay, but maybe it was freely given. It's not like they're sucking it directly from someone's neck or anything. It's very civilized.
Okay. I guess you're right. But what about
No
that guy?
one's tried to eat you yet, have they? In fact, no one's paying you a blind bit of notice.
They really aren't. And yes, you are right. And you watch as the giant Drider goes behind the kitchen to grab more, go behind the bar to grab more stuff for the thing. And you watch as, like, just the color is leaving this poor wizard. It's like, yeah, you're right. They're not really paying attention to me. As soon as he says that, though, you watch as the giant spider legs start to scuttle over the table and in your direction. The giant Drider looks squarely at the wizard. As his mandibles separate and his jaw distends, he says, "Oh, I'm terribly sorry for the wait. Is there something I can get you?" And you watch as this guy just sort of goes, and he just passes out. Is your friend all right?
Oh, I'm sure he will be. I think he's just got a weak case of the nerves.
Yeah, no, that's fair. What say we get him to bed?
That seems like a good idea.
He flicks the wizard onto the back of his abdomen and climbs up the stairs and takes him to his room. During the period of time, would you have Agnes taken the chalk from him? I mean, he was passed out.
He was, but
Also, by the way, really quickly, a hello to Kachi Cantrip. Good to see you, my friends. I hope you're doing well.
I guess yes, but she has every intention of, helping this guy get home in the morning as well. Like, she doesn't want to leave him.
Oh, sure.
But she also doesn't want to risk him waking up in the night and just running away and then leaving them trapped here either.
That makes perfect sense. All right, so you take the chalk from him. He goes upstairs and rests for the evening. All right. Steve. Ray is at the bar for a little while. You contemplate the upcoming battle, the things ahead. As you do so, you are approached by another Tanuki. As they sit down, they look over to you. It is a female Tanuki who looks you in the eye and says, "Can I buy you a drink? I do have a bit of a thing for a raccoon in uniform."
I'll take a look at her and go, I would absolutely love a drink.
You were bought a whiskey. Make a perception check.
Perception.
Hmm? Yeah, no, this is fine. It's just enjoying your drink. It is quite tasty.
I'm trying to remember if I have sensitivity to but I do actually have protections against poisons and stuff. Yep.
Nice. Love
Okay.
that.
Just double checking. So, what brings you to this lovely bar?
Oh, you know, the usual. Traveling around, trying to learn more about the world around us. Meeting interesting people.
May I ask how you got here?
She holds up a piece of chalk.
Interesting. That's how we got here too.
So tell me, what is your name?
My name is Ray. What is yours?
Samira.
It's very nice to meet you, Samaya.
And you as well, Ray. She orders another drink.
I'll join her.
All right. She begins to tell you about her journey. She's looking for a rare medicinal flower, and it only grows on the other side of the frozen crown of the world. And she's been looking for it for some time now.
Interesting. I can't say I've been over the crown of the world. I've
You come from
been
over
in
there.
Corvosa. Well, yes. Well, no, my family comes from over there. I don't come from
Oh, you've never visited?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Yeah, okay. Never been.
That was a long trip. We didn't visit. But that's so near the homelands. I've never actually been there, I'm afraid. I spent most of my life around Corvosa.
Oh, but you must go at some point. The spirit forest is filled with such wonders.
My parents said that, but we never had the opportunity to return. Well, they didn't have a chance to return. I've never been there.
That must have been hard for them.
They seem to miss it.
Well, I don't see that there's any reason for you to miss out. She reaches into a pocket and pulls out what looks to be a ticket that is for a vessel that leaves Riddleport and heads to Goka in the lands of Tianxia. It's not a timed ticket or anything like that. At any point in time, you may claim it in order to gain a seat on the boat.
That's something. Do you not need this yourself?
No. I'm still well and truly upon my journey, and when the time comes, I'll be able to afford my own ticket. But I believe the fates, being what they are, may have potentially led this ticket into your hands.
I'll accept the ticket.
She orders one last drink before bidding you goodnight. She surreptitiously slips a napkin as a coaster for your drink, which has her room number upstairs.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, indeed.
I look at the coaster and the room number and go, I don't know that I need this distraction right now.
I mean, true.
And I'll follow it up. Didn't say I was smart.
Fair. That's also fair. So, do you head to her room?
I will go and tap on the door of her room.
The door is open.
As you pass by Agnes, who's hanging around at the bottom of the stairs, just surreptitiously like reading the notice board to leave you alone with your lady friend. but also keep an eye just in case things go sideways. She just like gives you a little wink as you walk past.
Yeah. I'll tell Agnes the room number,
Sure.
just in case.
Seems smart.
Oh, I didn't say I was smart, but.
Well, telling your teammates where you're going is smart.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, that's what he meant.
There we go. That's it.
All right. As you make your way up the flight of stairs, eventually you come to the room in question. As you knock on the door, you notice that the door is already opened. Upon entering, you see a sight to behold. The Tanuki woman has been slain. She lays in her bed, at first looking peaceful and asleep, but her skin a pale color. As you check her pulse, she's cold to the touch.
She's been dead for quite a while then.
Probably would have been like... So I'd say that from the bar to here took you about 10-15 minutes. She seems to have been dead for maybe 10 minutes. Like, she probably came up here and died very soon after.
Yeah. I'm looking around the room to see what.
Perception check. Nice. Underneath the bed, you hear something moving.
I draw my weapon. Draw the Morning Star. I know I'm not supposed to use it here, but this is different.
All right. Using the tip of the Morning Star, you kind of lift up the sheets to have a look. And there, curled up in the corner, aggressively pinching and snapping at you, is what looks to be a scorpion. A regular scorpion, mind you, not a massive or giant one, but a regular one that's here. It, however, has a very distinct marking. It is bright, bright, bright red.
Does that mean anything to me?
To you, maybe not. To the others, maybe.
Do I know how far away the others are?
You know that just a couple doors down is where you'll find Unok sleeping off his alcohol coma, as well as the wizard. Holly is downstairs with
No, Holly's
Agnes.
with Unok.
Oh, with Unok? Oh, yes, sorry. Holly is with Unok, so Agnes is the only one downstairs.
Can I call down the stairs to Agnes?
Sure.
Based on where we are, I would hear him call to Agnes, right?
Sure. Yes, you would.
Do you sound panicked when you call?
No, but Agnes, I need you up here now.
That's a little bit of panic, yeah.
Holly's
Okay,
gonna
a
come
little
up.
bit of panic. Aggressive, I guess. Yeah.
All right. Holly is the first to arrive. You see the scene as I describe it.
Which
You are
Which room is
muted.
it?
Is it the room at the far end?
Yes.
What's going on, Ray? Is everything okay?
No.
What's up?
There's a dead woman in the room, and there is a red scorpion under the bed. Looks like she was killed almost as soon as she came upstairs, if I'm guessing correctly. She's already
Red?
killed.
You see.
Yes.
And like Agnes, like there's a massive change comes over Agnes at this point. It's like she just becomes completely stern. She's looking around everywhere. There's probably even a touch of like maybe fear, almost panickish kind of to it, but it's not like she's under afraid, but there's just that instantly just like
Sure.
yeah.
I'm still holding my weapon too, by the way, so you guys will notice that, when you got me, I'm brandishing my Morning Star.
Okay, Mally has forgotten. What's up with the Red Scorpion?
Anyone?
Well, Scorpion not so much, but the Red Mantis assassins. And it's like someone's been murdered and it's red, so not not a mantis, but yeah, so
Well, Agnes, while I quickly go and grab one of the books that's on my table in the other room, can you inform the audience, for those who may not know, what are the Red Mantis assassins?
okay, so they're these I guess Agnes will do it as she's like explaining it to Ray as well. She's just like, right, well, oh dear, that could possibly be a sign of the Red Mantis assassins. They're well, quite frankly, terrifying, to be honest. They worship this goddess, I forget her name right now, but basically they're exactly that, assassins. And they do it for the glory of their goddess, and once they've accepted a contract, nothing will stop them. Nothing, other than literally their goddess telling them to.
God, not goddess.
God, whatever. um, so yes, and they hunted us for quite some time. Mostly another member of our party at the time, one Padraig, seemed to have got very much on their bad side. Oh gosh, I hope he's okay. Anyway, yes, so it seems that your friend here might have drew their attention. Or you might have, and they just went through her to get to you. I mean...
It's possible.
Is the Scorpion still there?
Let's go take a look.
What, you didn't just smoosh it?
No.
Agnes lifts up her skirts and just backs up away from the room, just making sure that there's not...
Holly's gonna back away from the door a little bit.
Yeah. They're grumpy that I didn't smush the dragon. Yes, no. There we go. You're muted. Silence wizard.
Nope, that's fine. Cool. All right. I just picked up the NPC core book, which I can't wait to get into Fantasy Grounds, but it is not in there yet. So I'm making do. Okay. So, that is what you know about the Red Mantis.
Yeah. Question for you, Dag, about the table.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that the Red Mantis were also known in general in Corvosa, and as somebody in the rebellion, I may not have encountered them.
You probably have, actually. Mostly because they are among the agents of Queen Iliosa, who were used to poison the town during the plague.
Okay. Fair enough.
Oh yeah, I forgot that bit.
Okay, so... I'm going to go back into the room looking for that scorpion.
All right. Perception check.
Where did it go? It's here somewhere. $35.
It is moved from underneath the bed to underneath the dresser.
Holly is okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Agnes, you need to go wake up Unok so it decides not to kill Unok. Ray, if you could stand here and just watch under the dresser to make sure it doesn't move. I'm gonna run downstairs and tell the bartender that he might have red mantis because I think that's super important. So, yes, but please wake up Unok so he doesn't get stung by a scorpion in his drunken slumber. Yeah, I'll be right back. And Holly's gonna run downstairs.
All right.
Agnes is gonna go, right, I'm gonna go wake up Unak, but don't just watch it. Just stand on it. It's a freaking scorpion. And she's gonna go back into Unak's room and just look around.
All right.
I'm
As you
assuming
head
I
to
can't reach this.
All right, you head to Unok's room and you you start to look out for Unok. As for Ray, can I get you to what do you want to do? You can see it; it's right there in front of you. Gives you these big puppy dog eyes. All 9 of them.
But it also would be committing violence inside the bar.
Would it though? Maybe.
Yeah.
Ray, what do you do?
Silent wizard.
Oops, that was my fault. I am going to try and keep it under the dresser. I'm going to be if it comes at me, I will. So I guess ready in action to smack it if it comes at me. But other than that, I'm going to try and just keep it where it is.
Sure. As you look at it, it seems to stop in its tracks and sort of try to snap back at you, but it doesn't otherwise move from the dresser. As you head over to Unok's room, Agnes, as you arrive, it seems as though the window is open here. You're unsure if it was open before, but that is a cause for suspicion and alarm. Especially when assassins are involved.
Agnes is going to cast True Seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case, there's one disguised as a cupboard, or just to reveal any kind of illusions or anything that might be here or whatever. So yeah, she's going to cast True Seeing upon herself, and then look around.
All right. As you cast True Seeing, you look around and can see that the window itself is only an illusion. There is no outside. It's a pocket dimension. So while the window is open and shows what looks to be a brilliant, beautiful, cavernous fungal system from the Deeplands, you could tell it is an illusion.
Okay. She's just gonna, check to make sure Unak's just sleeping peacefully like a drunk person. She'll attempt to wake him up.
Unok stirs.
Okay. She'll attempt to wake him up and then step back quickly just in case he's one of those people that, I don't know, punch the first thing that wakes him up or something.
Sure. Unok, you rouse from your slumber.
He sits there. Is it my turn to go hunting? Oh. Morning, Agnes. What? Is something wrong?
I mean, I don't think it's morning, actually. I don't really know what time of day. Well, yes, someone's been killed. Not one of our party, and there was a red scorpion. And I thought that might be the red mantis assassins. So Holly's gone to warn the bartender, and she asked me to wake you up. And Ray is hopefully stomping on a scorpion, but I think he might be scared of them or something.
Red, who's it now?
They're assassins. Very, very good ones. And determined.
Okay. Are any of us dead?
Dead?
Not currently.
So then there's no worry. And you're not gonna lay right back down?
Hmm.
You know what? That's fair.
If none of us are dead, then they're obviously not here for us. Like to try to see the red bastard assassins try to kill me. Wraps himself in the blanket as he's mumbling, trying to go back to sleep now.
All right. Meanwhile, downstairs, Holly, you approach Asai.
As I go downstairs, I'm gonna cast Discern Lies.
Mm-hmm.
Do I run into the Drider on the way down?
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, yes and no. He is
Okay,
down
'cause-
there, but, you know, he's doing his job. He's not specifically, like, you know.
Okay, because he seems like an employee, but okay.
He is.
So I'll go to the bar. Hi, Mr. Bartender, can I have a quick, quiet word with you for a moment?
Certainly.
Are you familiar with the Red Mantis assassins, and are they welcome in your bar?
He points over at a table. On the other table, you see a single Red Mantis assassin who is enjoying what looks to be a tiramisu.
Oh, he has good taste in desserts, because your tiramisu is delicious. So there is a female Tanuki in your bar that was friends with my Tanuki friend Ray, and I think they were going to spend the night together, and that would have been fun. But there was a red scorpion in that female Tanuki's room, and now she's dead. And red scorpion and red mantis kind of go together. So we were wondering if there was a chance that maybe a red mantis assassin might have killed that Tanuki. But there was some violence committed here, and now you have a dead body upstairs.
So there's a lot that's been said in the last 30 seconds, but Asai picks up a few things. First of all, he tells Nalon, the Drider, to go upstairs and deal with the body. And the scorpion if it's up there. The second is to be asked, Holly, whether or not there's any proof that the Red Mantis were responsible.
No, there's no proof. We just saw it. It was an unnaturally colored scorpion. It was very red.
Mm-hmm. Okay. They say Asai looks to you and then looks to the Red Mantis across from you. I would suggest that if you have suspicions on people, it'd be best to keep those to yourself. Unless you have hard proof, all it does is draw attention to you. Even if I wished to believe you, it would simply be a matter of who tells me something first. For now, I will ensure that the Tanuki friend of yours is taken care of properly.
Okay. And to be fair, the Red Mantis here might have nothing to do with it, because there's lots of them. I don't know about the open window in the room, do I?
No. But you do know of the policy of the tavern, which is to leave your shit at the door. So it's kind of like he's very surreptitiously saying, if you've got a problem with Red Mantis assassins, you and the assassins who entered this place need to leave that shit at the door.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. He's not threatening. He's not being mean about it. He's just kind of like, stuff happens. Maybe the scorpion just got in and stuff happens, you know? But if in case it's not, he's now wary of both your group and the assassins.
Okay, I just wanted to let you know that something had happened and you now have a dead body, and wanted to let you know what had exactly happened, and that violence had ensued. That was it.
All right. The Dryder heads upstairs and goes into this room. Ray, what do you do as the Dryder comes in?
I will let him in, but keep an eye on the scorpion.
You watch as he reaches underneath the dresser, grabs the scorpion, that stings him a couple of times. You watch as he then eats it.
Question for you, friend. I wasn't sure whether that would be considered not leaving my stuff at the door if I had killed it.
No. Destroying vermin doesn't count. It's more when you take your prejudice and decide to act on it that we have issue.
Thank you for the clarification. I appreciate that.
Also, you will not want to be here.
Step outside.
The door closes very slowly. And do you stick around or do you head back to your room?
I'm going to go find Agnes and Unok, and then I'm going to get back together with the party and then probably go to the rooms.
All right. The group reconvenes in the room with Agnes.
Once Holly's back in the room, she'll say, Holly, I don't suppose you opened the window when you came in?
I did not open the window. And was the window open or closed when I dropped off Unok?
Open.
It was open when I came in here.
Oh, right, okay.
Although
I mean, not that it matters. There's not much out there, to be fair.
we should close windows. I think we should keep everything closed.
You close the window. There's a knock on your door.
Hello? Who is it?
There is no response.
Go answer the door.
As you answer the door, outside you see a red mantis assassin staring you down.
Hi there. How are you doing, sir?
He reaches into his jacket and pulls out a letter. He goes to hand it to Ray.
The letter. Yeah.
All right.
I will take the letter.
As it does so, he will then leave. Inside the envelope is quite a handsome sum of money. The letter is addressed to you as a group. Not necessarily Ray, but, the rest of the group. It comes courtesy of Sabina Marin, the leader of the Grey Maidens. She says that she knows what you are doing. She knows that you have attempted time and time again to get in the way of the Queen's grand designs. But it ends now. Take this and begin a new life outside of Corvosa's walls. If you return to Corvosa and you still insist on getting in the Queen's way, you will be plastered as public enemy number 1, and you will be shown no mercy.
Well, that sounds exciting.
That sounds like someone who's getting very scared.
I can't wait to go back. We're going back tomorrow, right?
did, yes. But I
Excellent.
do think that perhaps we should at least maybe try and get some rest.
I
Oh, that's
agree
probably a
with
good
that.
idea.
I think we should take watches, though.
Oh, I can take first watch, and then Holly sits down on the bed, and then falls over and goes to sleep.
Cute. All right. And that, by the way, is our unwelcomed arrival event. Okay. Let's give you guys a full round of resting then, shall we? All right. Done and done. You guys are fully rested. In the morning, you rest, recuperate, and enjoy a early morning breakfast. There is no sign of the red mantis, and many of the patrons from last night have indeed returned home. As you come down, you are presented with quite a substantial breakfast before being provided a nice bit of wall space to build up your door and potentially go home. Sharing the information with the wizard, he now knows that in order to get home safely, he needs to write down the name of the city and a specific location within it.
Okay, well, I know where. I'm assuming I know where we want to go in Corvosa.
Oh, Agnes knows exactly where she wants to go.
Yeah.
She has a job.
Sorry, Agnes, I have a job to do.
Good luck. But anyway, Agnes will turn to the wizard first, and she'll just be like, right, okay, so, just tell us where you want to go, and I'll throw you a door.
Oh, okay.
Well, you passed out, and
No, it's
I
fine.
just wanted to make sure it was safe. Our mission is very important. No offense.
No, none taken. I suppose where I would like to go is there we go. Aha.
You
Just
want
need.
to go to Corvosa?
He does. He says.
Ray now wants to smack him over the head because I don't trust him anymore.
He says, I wish to go to. Let's see, where was it? I know it's around here somewhere. The University of Corvosa.
Oh, you want to go to Corvosa too? Well, that's fantastic. And Agnes is gonna reach out and she's gonna write her address on the wall.
Oh, your actual home address?
Yeah.
All right. You write it on the wall, and as it does so, you watch that golden bit of light illuminate the edges of the door before transforming into what looks to be the door to your pantry.
Oh, perfect. I'm sorry, Ray. I'm sorry, wizard. I'm sorry I didn't get your name. I've been away from her for too long. And she just hurries through the pantry, just shouting for Justina! Justina, are you here?
I knew that was where she was gonna go.
As you call out, there is no response.
Agnes just starts running frantically from room to room. There's not many.
Oh,
like
I haven't
three,
even
and
described
it's really to...
I haven't,
okay.
I haven't described what happened.
Okay.
So, as you enter the pantry cupboard, you notice something almost immediately. The room is empty, Things have been thrown about, tossed and turned, and searched quite thoroughly. All of your cutlery and stuff lies strewn upon the floor as the shelves have been emptied and opened, the drawers have been pulled out and turned upside down. There is no one here. Outside, the smell of smoke and fire can be smelt just everywhere.
Agnes stands there for a while, just looking numbly at the mess, like in the kind of emptiness of the house and the pantry. And then, after about, I don't know, 30 seconds of just staring numbly, she just plunks down on the floor and just starts crying, just sobbing.
All right.
I'm gonna run up behind her. Agnes, we're gonna find your daughter. I promise. I'm sure she's okay. I'm sure she ran and she went somewhere safe before any of this happened. I'm sure of it.
She like picks up a piece of broken pottery and she's just like absently just trying to like fit it back together again, and she's just going, it's not supposed to be like this. It's not supposed to be like this. And just sobbing. Trying to fit this piece of broken pottery back together again.
I know, but I promise we're here and we're gonna make it better, and your daughter and her boyfriend are gonna be okay. We're gonna find them and we're gonna stop the queen and everything's gonna be okay. I promise. And she's just gonna hug Agnes.
As you do so, you hear the sound of a crossbow cocking.
When Holly's hugging Agnes, she hears that sound and she's just gonna push her down to the ground.
So you hug Agnes and just like, nah! Slam.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Unok and Ray, what about you guys?
I've come into the room. I'm looking for what probably did it.
It's coming
She's
from the top of the
focused
stairs.
So I'm drawing weapon again.
All right.
Assuming I didn't have it in my hand already.
Nice, nice. Unok?
Unok will stand in front of Agnes just to be able to defend her.
All right. An unfamiliar figure looks down and aims at Unok, firing a crossbow bolt in your direction. It completely misses as it ricochets and hits the wall behind you.
If you're gonna try to shoot, at least aim a killing blow.
I'm going straight up the stairs immediately.
All right, you see an unfamiliar figure with a crossbow bolt. He looks like he's frantically trying to reload.
Drop it.
Make an
Drop it
intimidation
now.
check.
Not very intimidating. But
Wow, with a natural 20, he drops it and falls to the ground. He kind of like falls backwards, as it were, to kind of like stay on the defensive, but like he's just kind of like surrendering.
who are you? What are you doing here?
He says, "This is my home. And you don't belong here. None of you do."
What is your name? What is your name?
He says he's stubborn at first, but he is still afraid of this tiny tanuki. As he says, "My name is Thomas."
Does Holly hear this?
Yeah, everyone hears this.
So Holly and Thomas know each other. So
Well, yeah.
she get up and run upstairs. Thomas, where's Justina? Agnes is here. What's going on?
I need to ask, is this Mally or is this Holly who asks like 5 questions at once with no
That is
chance?
100% Holly.
Okay, good. I'm going to say, for the sake of communicating a slightly better in dramatic situations, let's not do that, just so that, we can get through some of it.
Okay.
So, pick something,
Also, yeah.
have a reaction, and we'll go with that one.
Okay. Thomas, are you okay?
Holly, what are you doing with these guys?
They're friends of ours. We met them while we were gone. Agnes is here too. Where's Justina?
Agnes?
Yeah, she's downstairs.
He looks at Ray to see if he can get up.
Ray, I'm gonna look at Holly. You know this man?
He's fine. He's Agnes's daughter's boyfriend.
Okay. Then I will stand down and step aside.
He
Scary
very
too.
slowly gets up. He doesn't go for the crossbow. He heads down the stairs where he sees Unok, and he again goes back on guard. He's like, again, another giant armored dude he just doesn't recognize.
No, Unok is a friend too. Don't worry about Unok.
I'm gonna give Unok a chance to react, if that's okay. It's fine.
Unok will look at him up and down. You're a lousy shot, and just steps aside.
He again kind of moves around to avoid you as best he can as he goes to Agnes, who's still kind of, I imagine, down with that pottery. Agnes.
She looks up. Thomas? And she reaches out kind of to touch his face and realizes she still has the pottery in her hand and drops it. And then touches his
Stab!
face.
Oh my god, my eye! No. You drop the pottery. It doesn't break, it just sort of lands on the ground. He kind of reaches out and sort of touches you on the shoulder as he says, Agnes, I'm so sorry.
What?
He tells you the sordid tale. We flash back to a few weeks ago. Fire begins to burn as the bridges to Old Corvosa are set ablaze. The ones with torches in hand, none other than the Grey Maidens. As this happens, outside of your house, Justina and Thomas both stand, looking at the rising smoke and the plumes. Thomas, this is ridiculous. We can't just sit idly by anymore. What are they going to do? Are they going to keep burning us out until eventually there's nothing left? Justina, we can't do anything about this. This is... Your mother and her friends, they'll figure something out. I can't just spend my life expecting my mother to help me pull myself out of things. And neither should you. Look, if it wasn't for them, you would have... She stops herself before she says something she regrets. And Thomas says, I know. Look, I haven't been idle. There are people. They're meeting at the graveyard. In the Grey Quarter. I was going to go see them, but I don't know how to get past. At this point, we flash to another scene. A boat with 3 people going through the Narrows, or around the Narrows, should I say, down towards the Grey. I can't thank you again. I know this is very dangerous, and you shouldn't have put yourself in danger for us. Don't worry about it. It's the least I can do, a big, heavy, burly voice says. As they pull to the docks, both Thomas and Justine get out and make their way towards the Grey. Eventually, they speak to a number of individuals. Cressida Croft, 2 guards who were running an apothecary, Venicalo Osiriani, Neolandus, the former seneschal of the castle, these and many more, including, of course, Quinn and Padrick. Eventually, small but little gestures, smuggling food and supplies into Old Corvosa, making sure that misinformation was being led, have been part and part of Thomas and Justine's regular daily activities. That is, of course, until the Hell Knights arrive. Old Corvosa is attacked. Hell Knights from the Order of the Nail, who specifically go down to hunt those who would rebel against the rightful heirs to kingdoms and countries. Start banging on doors and demanding that people submit to searches. Thomas tried his hardest to try and hold back the inspection. Frantically, Justina tried to hide some of the evidence that she had been working with the rebellion. Eventually, Thomas is thrown to one side. As they begin to search, they ransack the whole house. They find Justina yelling and screaming, basically telling them to get out, that they have no right to be there. And eventually, they turn up something. As they cut open Justina's bed mattress, they find a number of supplies that had been stolen. Confiscating the supplies, they arrest Justina. Thomas demands that they take him as well. He fights back. The Hell Knights do not have any beef with him. There is no evidence and no proof. So instead, he says, if you do work for the rebellion, then you tell them this. As we return from the flashback, he says, they told me to tell Agnes and her friends that was your last chance. And I don't know what that means. And that is the end of today's session. With our heroes having now arrived back in the town of Corvosa, Justina captured and taken to who knows where. Thomas, who had been helping the rebellion, now reduced to a simple message carrier. But there is much work to be done, and our heroes are now entering the end game of this amazing and gripping adventure. Book 6 officially commences next week, so be sure to tune in and watch all the cool, fun, and amazing things as well when we return. Guys, thank you, of course, to my wonderful players for coming out and having a good time with us. Always, always, always a true delight to spend some time with you. And again, welcome back to Holly and Malakisa. I missed you both very, very greatly. And, of course, I hope you guys enjoyed the plot twist as well with the poor Tanuki woman and the Red Mantis's final warning. Udok's drinking contest with his orcish buddy, and Agnes's catch up on her family since the journey began. So much stuff happened today, which I'm very, very happy for. So yeah, thank you guys.
If we can kind of, I don't know what you had planned, but like if we can pick up kind of precisely where we left off.
That was my plan.
Because I actually have a response that had worked out, and Agnes's like response worked out, and we head to this kind of thing.
Make sure to write it down as a note, just so that you don't lose it in some way. But yes, absolutely. I just wanted to do the I just wanted to cliffhanger on the flashback. But that is also the equivalent of Thomas telling you what had transpired during that particular time. So yeah. Yes, no, we will be continuing from precisely here. All right, guys. My name's Michael, I'm the Dead as a Gamer. This is my place, this is my face. You can find it here a number of times during the week. I will be back on Wednesday evening, Australian Western Standard Time, for Reign of Winter, so be sure to enjoy and tune in for that. And then we have our Friday, 7 Dooms of Sandpoint, followed by our Sunday, Pray for Death and Gatewalkers campaign as well. So yeah, come and watch all the cool stuff that we run on the game. And until we meet again, guys, from us to you, stay safe, stay well, be kind to each other, because why the fuck not, it's free. And until we meet again, game hard or die trying.